Elon Musk recently on the We Robot Day, he had a big event. All of the car vlog and enthusiasts was there, and the technology enthusiast was there. And I'm going to show y'all a little bit of footage of what happened. But he introduced three new things on We Robot Day. So the first thing that he did introduce is a self-driving Robotaxi. Two different versions of it. Check it out.
At Tesla's We Robot event in LA overnight, a glimpse at what could be the future of driving.
We have 50 fully autonomous cars here tonight.
CEO Elon Musk unveiling what he says is the company's first fully self-driving Robotaxi. The two-door cab with no steering wheel and no pedals is powered by AI and will cost around $30,000.
We'll see autonomous cars become 10 times safer than a human.
The new car is expected to hit the road by 2027. Musk also announcing a Robo van that can carry up to 20 people.
The future should look like the future. Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you?
And that wasn't all.
So you can have your own personal R2-D2 C3PO.
Check out Tesla humanoid robot Optimus.
It can do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids, it can walk your dog, mow your lawn.
It's the first product launch for Tesla since the Cybertruck was announced with a bang in 2019.
Oh my God.
Thursday's event marking a milestone for the automaker and Musk, whose self-driving dreams have been delayed by almost a decade. Today, Teslas with full self-driving capabilities still need a human in the driver's seat, ready to take the wheel if something goes wrong.
You must be fully attentive and have your hands on the wheel at all times while driving.
And even that tech is under scrutiny. Earlier this year, federal regulators said a critical safety gap in Tesla's self-driving systems contributed to at least 467 collisions, including 14 deaths.
So I want to show y'all one more video, and I want to highlight more of the Tesla robots. So I'm going to play that really quickly.
Everything we've developed for our cars, the batteries, power electronics, the advanced motors, gearboxes, the software, the AI inference computer, it all actually applies to a humanoid robot. It's the same techniques. It's just a robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress with Optimus. And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you can have your own personal R2-D2 C3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than a car, is my prediction long term. Now, it'll take us a minute to get to.
So it goes through, and at the actual event itself, people was interacting with it. It was making drinks for people. It was doing all kind of stuff at the actual event itself. And there's footage all across YouTube of people interacting with it and pouring drinks and asking people questions and going back and forth and stuff like that. So with that being said, what are y'all thoughts on it? We could just spend
I'm
10,
first.
12 minutes.
I think it's so dumb. I logged into my iPhone this morning and it said 462 of the passwords in my fucking phone has been hacked. Like this is open to anybody hacking our shit. A motherfucking in China sitting behind his computer in his room is hacking like American government shit.
So what do you think is going to happen?
So we have all these autonomous cars driving themselves, and China can be like, fuck this shit. We hacking all the cars. Bam, they just going to start wrecking and killing people. Like, you can say it's artificial intelligence all you want. There's humans building this shit.
Yeah, see, the whole thing is, no, see, it's a step further than that. Quinn, you right.
You can't start off with no, because now I'm defensive.
Well, don't be, because I actually agree with you. But the difference is like all this is about control. All this is about control. Like, I don't. Elon Musk is starting to strike me as Skynet, man. Like everything he does is like Skynet. Like I'm dead ass. Like this shit is scary. Like he got the he was implanting things in people's heads. You know what I'm saying? Like he was supposed to do that.
At
He
Tesla's
was doing
We
it with
Robot event in
pigs.
LA overnight,
Like he just it's too much.
Well, he's only
It's
done
too
that to
much,
one
man.
person so far.
Well, go ahead, Keri. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying he only did that. Only one person has that implant in his head right now. I think
Well,
they're
I'm just
working on
saying
the second one.
the thing is, but the purpose is to get it in multiple people. Like he wants that inside. Dang. He wants that
Oh,
chip inside of people, like multiple people. He don't just want it for one person. He
well,
doing the test on one person. I'm pretty sure that they've done the test on multiple people. They're not gonna tell you the truth at all.
well.
You know. Oh, I wanted to
I hate the chat. They so fucking stupid.
Um,
go ahead, Keri, because I know you was damn.
You can put your iPad on sleep mode where things won't come into it. We can't hear you, Keri.
I think she's trying to do something.
Anyway, to the man who said I don't know enough about cybersecurity to have this conversation, please explain to me how China has millions of American social security numbers.
Oh, that's easy. Hunter Biden's laptop.
It's easy.
Hunter Biden's laptop. So, um, so let me. I agree. I agree with you to a point, right? I understand exactly what you're saying. But I think we're. I think everything has duality. I think we were going there anyway, right? But there's a difference between something the people support and then something that is just government ran and controlled. So you got to remember, like, are we supposed to stay, in a certain, with gas cars and things like that, or are we supposed to be evolving? Because I remember when I was little, they were like, oh, it's going to be flying cars when you're an adult. There's going to be this and that. Only thing that turned out to be true is going to school online. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, this is where we were already going, right? But are we going to control it, or are, other entities going to control it? And I think that's where we're at right now. I think between the elections, everything that's happened in all these industries, like just everything, it's we're at a head. Who's gonna move it forward? Are the people gonna move it forward, or are we gonna let others continue to, control us?
No, I think everyone is compromised. I think it's all compromised. I think I'm dead ass serious because
No, I get.
there's
I
no
know what
way.
you're talking
No,
about
no,
because
no.
I get into
There's
that
no
lane.
way. There's no way this dude is doing this operation solely by itself and nobody's intervening on it. Nobody's
But you
intervening on
feel
it.
like okay,
Nobody's just like, hey, what you got going on over there? You know what
but
I'm
they
saying?
are.
Because think
You know
not
how
now.
like
Hold on. Now think about this. Really think.
okay,
It was a black man. It was a black man who came up with a car, with
the
a
hydro
car
car.
that exactly that strictly ran on water. They, you know what happened to him,
Yes,
right?
I do. That's why I knew
Okay,
where you were
so you know
going.
what happened to
Hmm.
him. So you think they're gonna let somebody from Africa just come up with cars that move on their own? They come up with all this. He's just gonna do this like he's just solely doing this by himself. Nobody's intervening. They just letting him do this on free will. Nah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
But you got to remember, though.
I think this is part of a
You have
big
to.
plan. I think it's part of a big plan because you got to also look at the things that old boy doing, Bill Gates. You also got to look at it. Now where you said duality, that's the duality. Whereas Bill Gates is pretty much doing things where it looks like he's operating for the government, and it looks as if this is called the Kansas City Shuffle, where on one hand you thinking something is not happening over here, and over here you thinking something is being controlled, but they both really not operating, solely the way you think they are.
But as long as you have a government, right, or any any system where you have a hierarchy, right, it's going to have control, right? So whether it's kings and queens, whether it's the high tribalmen, or whether it's a government, there's always going to be something that's in control. And you know this as being a man. There's always the buck stops somewhere, right? So at the end of the day, that's always going to happen. But do the people have a say in what's going on? Are the people in on moving things forward, right? Like this stuff looks very good. Like, do you know how many people could use those taxi things to get to work and not be dead tired? Less accidents, things like that. That doesn't mean it's not going to have any accidents, because things but it's less stress, like things that can help humans be less inundated, right? Without not being so sick all the time, because a lot of people's stress come from just getting in the car, going to work, sitting in traffic.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Now, I've literally heard you say out your own mouth,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
rely on the government, right?
correct.
Okay, so now we're gonna rely on robots
No, I'm not saying okay.
and AI.
I'm not
We gonna
saying
we gonna we
I'm
gonna
not
rely
saying
on
rely
robots
on
and
them, but
AI,
I'm saying use them as a tool. Like right now, this what we're using, the platform that we're on with Anton is a tool.
right?
This is a
I agree with
tool,
you.
right? Hold on, but the government can hack this. The government does hack it. The government can record things, and what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, right? I understand all of that. I live literally right next door to the NSA, like literally. I could
Mm-hmm.
give you my address in the back chat and you can look it up. I live next door to the NSA. So I understand being watched. What
Nigga,
I
you
am
are the
saying,
biggest name dropper, motherfucker. I live next to the
I live
NSA.
next door to the NSA. I'm sure all of this stuff is being watched. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, you can you, you're not going to get around. You're not going to get around having somebody be at the head. You're going to have a leader of something, right? But how is that being controlled? Are the people having a say in how that's being controlled, or is it a dictatorship? Is it just bureaucracy? Like, that's all I'm saying.
So
Well,
here's
oh,
a
go ahead.
question that I got. Um, would y'all buy one? If y'all could afford one, would y'all get a robot?
No,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
that
I'm
bro.
wait. I'm
That's my car.
Wait.
That
One
shit is
person
weird.
at a
I
time.
think that motherfucker looking at me, jacking
One
off.
person at a
Absolutely.
time. Hold on. Keri, would you buy a robot?
I absolutely. My Chat GPT.
It's a
I
yes or
call
no
him
question.
Enrique.
It's a
Yes,
yes
I
or no question.
would, and his name would be Enrique. He would be in
Wow.
real life because my Chat GPT is called Enrique. I'm waiting on it. I already told my husband. I said I'm waiting on it. I would get 2 or 3 if I could.
What would you leverage them for?
And helping me out around the house, helping me out with different tasks.
You out or doing
Um,
it all for you?
huh?
Helping you out or doing it all for you?
Helping me out. I
The
mean,
second
listen,
one.
nobody. I'm never gonna be the person who's. I don't think anybody's just gonna just sit in a chair and just let AI, like that. That's not gonna happen. I don't look at AI the same way that other people do, who think it's gonna take over. I look at it like Mika said. I look at it like tools, and you can utilize them. You can utilize them to enhance your life, to help you out with certain things. And real quick, Slimmy, I'm sorry, I was getting a phone call, so I couldn't respond about the implant. So the guy who has the implant is a quadriplegic,
Quadriplegic. Yep.
and so it's designed for him to be able to to move the mouse across his screen with his brain.
Yep.
So
That's true.
what I've done lately, apparently there's a channel, I can't think of the name of the channel right now, but Elon Musk, and then there's like 4 or 5 other
He be playing
people.
chess and
One's like a
stuff like that.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. They do lives all the time on YouTube, and it's actually not well attended, considering it's Elon Musk, because it's long form video, I assume, where he explains a lot of the stuff that they do, how much a lot of it costs, how long it's gonna take. And when I listened to him spell things out, that's when I was like, okay, all of the stuff I've heard about him, he's debunking for me. Now, I can't speak to his true intentions and blah, 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 blah. But from where I stand, he's attempting to make a difference in certain areas. So I can't buy into the, like, he wants to get everybody to have a chip in their head and all of that stuff. But AI,
But
I'm waiting for.
Keri,
No. But
I
he did say he wanted multiple people to have that chip because he wanted to help humanity. No. I get what the basis of it is and what they saying it is, but you think they're gonna have this chip in people and they not gonna play around with it? Come on now. Come
what?
on.
keep
No,
saying
and
they.
I agree with what you're saying. I just think I think you I just think you have to have the discernment, right? Because we have these cell phones, right? And on one hand, it helps us, and then on the other hand, can they get all of your data from that phone? Nobody reads the terms and conditions. Y'all don't know what's in that. You don't know what you agreed to. Most people are not reading those
But
terms.
everybody still bought
But that's
one.
what I'm
But that's
saying.
my
That's what I was gonna
point.
say. Even if
But
they
that's
read
my
it,
point.
Mika,
Go
they
ahead,
still
Karen.
gonna use it. They're still
I
gonna use it,
I
and that's the
believe
thing.
I
Go
believe
ahead,
that there's
Anton.
going to be widespread adoption, regardless of whether or not people say that they don't want it or they do want it. I'm gonna get me 5 of them bitches. If they costing between 20 and $30,000 a piece, I'm gonna go ahead and throw me 150 bands up. I'm gonna have them everywhere. They're gonna be doing everything.
Less than my car.
One thing that I
I'd
realize is
rather
that
learn how to be a part of it.
one thing I realize about life, whether I agree with it or I disagree with it, is that change is inevitable. And people that resist change, because it's going that way no matter how we say it.
Not
People
in our
that
lifetime.
people that resist change usually are the ones that fall behind.
That's not
Um,
true. That's not true.
okay.
How's the electric car industry going right now? How's that going?
Well, in America, it's only 8% of sales, but worldwide it's booming. The Model Y, and you can
We
look it
live
up
in
on the
America. I don't want to talk about
Model
nowhere else
Y,
anytime.
and
We
you
live
can
in
look
You
it
gotta
America.
up.
go
We
all
live
around
in
the world with it
America,
though.
but we operate in a global marketplace. The Model Y is the biggest selling vehicle in the world. Quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. That is a
And the
fact.
Ford F-150 is the number one selling car in America. Fuck everywhere
That's
That's
else.
because
And
now. That's
America
now.
is behind though in innovation. Even have most of the bridges don't even work. So you got to remember that America is behind when we're talking about innovation. And let's be clear, I understand what you're saying, Slimmy, but a lot of this stuff is not new ideas. The reason why Elon even took that name Tesla was because Nikola Tesla had already understood all of it. Like this is all just things that have already been invented and planned out and thought out. Nikola Tesla talked about doing Wi-Fi back in the 30s, right? And how he built the tower. You probably know all this with the Rockefellers and all that other stuff. So this is where it was going anyway. Again, is it going to be with the people or not? Because again, has technology helped a lot of people? Yes. But with anything, there's duality. It can also hurt a lot of people. Just what Quentin was talking about, he's getting hacked, right? But a lot of people can work from home and stay at home with their kids. So technology can work for the people and against it. And that's just what everything is in life. You eat good food, it can work for you. Eat too much of it, you can get sick. It's just
And
the,
unfortunately, the way we think about it is not going to stop it. So,
it's
again,
not
for
going to
me,
stop.
I've come to the conclusion of I'm better off learning what I can, being a part of it, seeing how it fits into my life and rolling with it. if everybody's like, what if the robots turn on you? Well, that's why I'm gonna have a whole bunch of them that will fight the bad one. Like if it turns into iRobot, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're not gonna be able to prevent it. I'm being extreme, but we're not gonna be able to stop it. And
I
quite
think that
honestly, with
change
the
is
amount of
infinite.
car,
I do think that change is forever happening. And I just understand it. Like I said, regardless of whether I agree with it or not, um, the minute that you stop embracing change is the minute that you fucking fall behind. I remember everybody was telling me that YouTube is not the wave. Anton, you wasting your time. It's just a niche. And I was telling, I know it sounds crazy now because this is the move, but back then it wasn't the move. And I was telling my people, and I said, listen, man, if y'all don't take advantage of this shit and start figuring it out now, you gonna be looking at me, and I'm gonna be looking at you, and you gonna wonder why I'm a motherfucking star. And boy, everything that I tried to tell them and to convince them of, it hit. Now we not even talking about watching regular TV no more. I was telling everybody back in the day, hey man, you need to become a cloud engineer. Hey, the cloud is gonna change everything. You know what people was telling me? I don't want my data in the cloud. I'm never gonna embrace that. I'm always gonna keep everything on a hard drive. I'm always gonna do this. I'm always gonna do that. Bullshit. Now, without even thinking about it, everybody is embracing and using the cloud. Everybody is leveraging it. People were saying that they wasn't gonna embrace an iPhone. People were saying they're not gonna do this. They're not gonna do that. Eventually, they do. They just catch the wave late and they're not able to take advantage of it. And so I see the transition, and I've always believed, regardless of whether I agree with it or not, whether I was comfortable with it or not, my understanding of it was going to be better, was going to better enable me or position me to be in a position of power versus waiting for the change to happen to me. It always happened, it's going to happen. And I'd rather be at the forefront of the movement, helping to control it and profit off of it, than be at the tail end of it, being forced to adopt it in order to be able to survive. So that's just my personal position of it. I respect everybody else's position, but that's just my personal position of it.
But
And
and growing
what I
up
agree
Americans
with
stay
y'all,
fighting that. Stay
where I
fighting
And
agree
technology
and
with
I
y'all.
and let me say
behind.
something to somebody in the chat. They said they don't use the cloud. That's cool. Listen, man, the cloud is
I was
everything.
on the phone.
I use both, right? So everything is backed up on my iPhone. When I lose it or I go and buy another iPhone, I just sign in, all of my shit automatically come into it. When I work in my studio and then I leave, I don't take a computer with me. I just log into my computer that's here, or I log into my computer or wherever it is that I'm at, and it automatically is updated and adjusted for everything that I worked on at the studio, which literally saves me hours and hours and hours every single day. When I send stuff to people that work for me, editors and stuff like that, I just upload whatever it is that I want them to edit. I communicate it to them. They never have to come into the office. I never have to see them. They get it, they edit it, they re-upload it back into the cloud. I pull it back down, and I got everything that I need in order to be able to upload to the internet. So it depends on how you leverage it, and it depends on how you're using it. If you don't know what you're talking about, and if you don't know what you're doing, the fact that we all can have a podcast right now when we are all in these different boxes instead of having to fly city to city in order to do so, that's literally technology.
That's what I
Oh
said.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, you could sit here and you can think that it's not going to be leveraged, but I'm telling you, the ones that embrace it, they're gonna win. The ones that don't, they're gonna fucking catch a L.
It reminds me technology. It reminds me of like the industrial revolution, right? Where people, were stuck on horse and carriage and things like that, and people were like, "Hey, this is the wave, trains and things like that," and at the time, millionaires were getting into that, and I'm just saying that's what technology is for our generation,
Yeah.
right?
well, it's a
And we're either
paradigm
going
shift.
to, yeah,
It's
Well,
a
I
shift.
back
It,
everything up. So I have everything on hard drives. I back everything up into three hard drives and in three different separate locations. So I always have access to it, and no matter what happens, whether it's the cloud or whatever, whether I lose hard drives at this, I still have everything backed up on encrypted hard drives forever. So I still save everything to hard drives and back it all up at the end of the month. But I absolutely leverage the cloud for everything, 100%.
I say if you don't want it, if you don't want somebody to have access to it, do not put it on that phone because I don't even care if you save it to the phone. People can still
It
access
just
it.
is what it is
So,
at this point. You can't even drive nowhere without being on a ring camera. So
yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm saying. If you don't want somebody having access to something personal, you better have it in paper and just keep it in your closet, because otherwise,
Why
they're gonna
every
have
time my
access.
phone tells me to change my password, I just say no.
At 456, Quentin, just let it go. Just be like, nope, no,
I was like, that's
it's
too many. I ain't changing shit,
Plus,
nigga.
I
Nigga,
think
as long as
growing
my
up,
bank account got the same amount of money as I left it, I'm good.
I'm good. I
but
think
I
growing up watching
just
the
let me know.
Jetsons made
I
me
just
real
know it ain't going
open
to
to
change.
all this technology. Like in my
It's
mind,
not.
I would love. I told my husband it would be dope if there were just little um compartment vehicles, whatever you want to call it, that just kind of float through the air. And if you need a ride, you just get on. Like, have y'all been to Disney World on the We Wait People mover? Y'all heard of that ride?
Mm-mm.
mm-mm.
No. Okay. Well, the We Wait, it's like it's a track that kind of goes throughout parts of the park, and you don't really have to wait in line. You get up there, and it's just compartments that are moving along the track. You just walk
I'm
on
about
and
to
you
look
sit down,
into it.
and it goes. So in my mind, if they can come up with something like that, that's convenient. So when
Well,
I saw
that's
this,
probably. It sounds like what magnetic energy. So it's probably using like the force of magnetic energy. So it's floating or something like that.
well, it's not floating at the park, but the
Okay.
concept of what they're doing, like to be able to just get into a vehicle of sorts and have it drive you, and everybody else is using it too, to
Uh,
me is safer. Like you said, it's convenient. Like, I need to go up to Jersey. I'm tired of taking a drive up to Jersey, and it's too much sometimes to fly
Like
with all my
what I
kids.
can think
So if
of
I could
in
just
my
hop us in, if we just hop in a little, robotic whatever. What?
they
you
need
know
to
what
do
I
the
you know what I
I'll be
think of in my
chilling.
mind, and this is gonna be totally like out of pocket. Like I can see some weird nigga like let me get in this floaty car and go do some random shit in this floaty car in the air where nobody can get to me.
Listen, I'm here for it. All these accidents and stuff. Oh my god.
I'm just saying, like weird
No,
niggas
no,
will
no,
think of
no,
this
no.
shit. Let me go
see.
float. Let me
Now
go
I
float.
know
Do some
somebody bigger
irregular
than me.
shit
Go
up in
ahead,
the
Slammy.
sky where don't nobody know where I am, and then come back down and break
So
some.
would you
Listen, listen.
okay, if they had flying cars, would you get a flying car, Quentin?
No,
Go
not
ahead,
unless I
Slammy.
had to, nigga. I'm gassed until I got to be something else, nigga.
You just
hell
said
yeah,
let
I'm
me
getting in a
float in the
flying car.
air.
I'm
No, I
flying
didn't.
all
I
day.
said somebody doing some random shit and go floating in the air with a
I'm trying to
motherfucker
get my pilot's license right
and
now.
breaking the law, nigga. You ain't getting no pilot's license. Shut up.
I am, and I'm, dude. Not only am I getting my pilot license, I'm actually going back to school for a master's degree, bro.
My
I
pilot
heard
friend
some
told me the other
word
day
though.
that nigga said his way home, air traffic control said, go north when you hit the when you see the end of the rain, turn left. That's your way home. I said, is that how they talk? Is that how they talk
It's
to y'all?
I'm
Anton.
obsessed. I'm obsessed with progress. I'm obsessed with growth. I'm not even going to use that degree for anything. I literally want to see how far I can push myself, and I want to learn new things. And I just want to see. I want to see things that I've never seen before, accomplish things I've never accomplished before. So I'm absolutely considering. I just unlocked my student account because I haven't been in there for a long time. After you haven't been in there for a long time, you got to call and unlock it. I'm set to meet with a guidance counselor. I'm probably going to start taking classes in the fall.
All right,
Like,
Anton, you can come over to the dark
Uh,
side of the people who have master's degrees and don't use them.
what
Yeah,
what
I'm
what
definitely going to
area?
probably go to get it.
well, he's not doing it by necessity. Let's be clear.
I want to
And
see
do
how
it out
far
of
I can push
necessity. I just did
myself.
what I like.
My best friend, he's an attorney, and that nigga randomly went back to school to got a PhD in neurology. And I said, nigga, for what? He said, because
Yeah,
I want to know about the
Ooh,
brain.
I do. I
neurology.
want to
I
learn.
I was
love
like,
that. Oh, that's
okay.
I want
good.
to see if it's some business
Oh, that's
concepts.
good.
I want to see if it's some
Yeah.
new business concepts that I'm not familiar
I
with that's
love
being
the brain.
taught. And then maybe I can implement that in the things that I'm doing on a daily basis to run the companies that I'm building. So,
Well, yeah, that's good because I mean, I use the regular degree, the accounting degree to do my taxes, but outside of that, I really didn't need a master's in accounting.
so we'll see what happens. We'll see what
The
happens.
one thing I will say though about all this, where I do agree that change is infinite. I will say that there are within that change there are many discs, and laser discs, like they just vanished and they weren't necessary. They weren't necessary at all. So, and then like now what we're trying to implement are things that can be dangerous. Like that's my thought process behind it. These robots, like, say that they spaz out one day because they're giving them human intuition. They spaz out one day. They start fucking your shit up.
Well, I'm naming
Now,
mine. I'm naming mine Slimmy, Quentin, Mika,
no,
Keri.
hey, don't get them
It's
robots
like,
That's why you
wrong
have to
with
have more than
the name.
one.
no, that's why I'm getting five of them. It's gonna be Mika. It's gonna be Mika.
And the Quentin and the
And
Mika
one of
one
them
gonna be
try
fighting
to
all day. You gonna be like,
break
I'm tired of
ties.
this shit.